What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Aftersound here, bringing you Splinterlands content every single day. We also stream right here on this channel every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday morning, so come by and say hello. All right, guys, I wanted to talk about Rebellion and why I'm actually warming up to the idea of it happening here in 2023. Now, again, this is all speculation outside of the fact that Aggie in the last town hall said that he wanted to push for Rebellion in 2023, which, you know, I've been saying that there's a ton of cards in the ecosystem. I don't know that land 1.5 by itself is going to soak it all up. Maybe 1.6, hopefully by 2.0. But at the end of the day, it will suck up some cards. And what my hope is that if we do end up getting Rebellion by the end of the year, what I'm looking at is simply the amount of DEC in the ecosystem. Now, again, it's all about the flywheel, right? My whole thing is that I want to see SPS go to the freaking moon because that's going to solve a lot of problems within the overall ecosystem of the game. Rewards go up, rental values go up. I mean, it's just a beautiful thing all around. Liquidity pools, rewards, all that stuff go up. So, in thinking about how much land is going to impact the game, again, I'm trying to be as conservative as possible here, and just think to myself that, hey, if we only get 20% utilization, that's like 1.5 billion DEC. 40% brings us to about 3 billion DEC. And thankfully, we're only at 4.6 billion DEC in the ecosystem, and we need some of that to be out in the liquidity pools, as well as just, volume and usage in the overall game. But what I think Rebellion could do for us, just because I'm not sure about how successful land 1.5 will be. I'm bullish on land long term, don't get me wrong. But 1.5, I have my doubts in terms of overall, usage or utility from the get-go within the first 30 days. What Rebellion does gives us kind of like a nice 1-2 punch to end the year. And when you think about the fact that, I'm recording this on August 31st, so there's, we're essentially at the back, third of the year. There's only 4 months left. Assuming we get land, hopefully sometime in September, maybe even in October, if Rebellion comes at some point after that, again, within the next 3 to 4 months, it could make for an exciting time for the end of the year within Splinterlands. I mean, land alone will do that. But the thing is, we weren't really sure what was going to come after land, right? Maybe the team was going to pivot and focus 100% on 1.6 and get that out. We talked about new game modes and guilds and stuff like that. Well, again, I don't know where the team's focus and direction will necessarily go, but ultimately, the two things that we do have are land 1.5, and then again, this is the speculation part: Rebellion. If Aggie is to be, if Aggie is to be taken, literally during the last town hall, so that gives us something that has tremendous DEC utility because it's going to soak up a ton. No matter what the packs are priced at. Granted, I don't know that we're ever going to see $2 packs again like Untamed and what some people are calling for. But at the end of the day, the argument. Let me go with this first. The argument against is going to be, well, not many Riftwatcher packs are selling right now, and you're right, definitely not. But at the same time, we've also sold almost 1 million. So if we go into Rebellion and start selling tons of packs, and when I say tons, it doesn't even need to be that much. What I'm trying to get at here is the fact that even if we only sell a couple 100,000 packs, if it's the same price as Chaos Legion, 4,000 DEC, or if it's the same price as Riftwatchers, 5,000 DEC, that's going to start to eat up a lot of packs, right? We were even looking at Rebellion, sorry, not Rebellion, but Riftwatchers. 2 million packs for Riftwatchers is going to eat up 10 billion DEC. We don't even have 10 billion DEC. But the problem is that there's no appetite for Riftwatchers right now, whereas I do think there would at least be some appetite for Rebellion, because the main thing that comes with Rebellion that players who joined during Chaos Legion, like myself, have been waiting for is the changing of modern format and the focus, the rotating out of Untamed. So, whether you're going to be going heavy or not into Rebellion, it's going to change the entire meta of Modern overall, which should make for an interesting thing within the game. But, ultimately, that's kind of how I'm seeing the 1-2 punch here as being valuable. Now, the thing that's even more beautiful about this is if SPS can start to make a run, first with land, then with the launch of Rebellion, what could be interesting is that you're going to get people, if there's no DEC left, and this is what I'm talking about, if there's no DEC left in the ecosystem because it's all either being used on land or people are saving up for Rebellion, whatever the case is, then people will have to start buying and burning DEC, or at least just burning, not DEC, but buying and burning SPS. So you create that momentum with two major things: the launch of a new pack set, the launch of land, followed by the launch of a new pack set. And as I was saying earlier, you don't need that many packs to sell in order to get through this massive supply where we start burning a ton of SPS. And here's the beautiful part. As SPS goes up, you have to burn less of it for DEC, which could entice people even more so to go and buy more and more packs. So will we get to a place where maybe we end up with too much DEC again after Rebellion? Yeah, potentially. But hopefully by that time, and again, I'm just kind of looking at rough timelines here. If Rebellion comes out by the end of the year, hopefully in Q1, we get somewhere between 1.6 and 2.0 for land. And all of a sudden, we start getting more land utilization, maybe even new game modes and all that stuff in Q1. I mean, maybe we even get it by the end of the year, right? I don't know where things will necessarily go, but ultimately, I'm warming up to the idea. I really do like it, just because it gives a certain, or there's a certainty to it in terms of like, okay, might not be the best time in the market, might not be the best time in terms of like overall player sentiment, but with land coming out, soaking up a good amount of assets. Will it be enough? I don't know. I have my doubts, right? Just being honest with you guys. But even still, if it soaks up a ton of assets, then we transition to a new modern format. It's just going to be exciting. It's just going to be an exciting time for Splinterlands between now and the end of the year. Granted, if we can get 1.5, maybe even 1.6, and Rebellion and whatever else the team might have going on, that will lead us into a really fun spot, especially if we can trigger that flywheel with two major effects before 2024. And then in 2024, end of Q1, early Q2, is when we are anticipating the Bitcoin halving. And I don't want to get super excited about it now, but at the same time, I do think that we're going to see a lot of awesome things happening for Bitcoin and the broader crypto market around that time, maybe even a little bit before that time, but definitely afterwards, with some kind of, bull run that follows the supply crunch that happens during the halving. But I'm going to go ahead and leave that there, leave you with my thoughts. I'm curious to get your thoughts on this, though. Obviously, we've talked about it a little bit on the 5 biggest takeaways, but like I said, it's been a couple of days now. I've warmed up to the idea, and it's actually making me really excited, considering that we are about to turn the corner here into September, and the last 4 months of the year could be very exciting for Splinterlands. Not to mention, there's a lot of speculation that the Bitcoin ETF could be approved at some point. The Bitcoin spot ETF could be approved in the fall, is what a lot of people are saying, which, hey, man, if that happens, I think there's going to be a lot of eyeballs turning into crypto at that point, which could be really fun. And if it doesn't happen this year in 2023, I think the last deadlines for some of those ETFs for a decision to be made is sometime in Q1, I think February. So even still, it's exciting times overall from a crypto and macro, maybe not a macro, but a Bitcoin and overall crypto perspective. And the way that we could kind of front run things almost by charging up the flywheel beforehand could be really interesting. But that's all I have in this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Otherwise, I will catch you all in the next one and see you around the game. Take care.